My sister announced her pregnancy at my wedding, with my husband. I didn't throw a tantrum, I just took a sip of my champagne and congratulated both of them. What I did next had the whole family screaming and blowing up my phone. To understand why I didn't scream, you have to understand my sister, Bella. Bella was the miracle baby. Born 10 years after me, she was the golden child, the fragile princess, the one who needed extra attention, extra love, extra everything. If I got an A, Bella got a party for getting a C. If I got a bike, Bella got a pony because she liked animals more. I didn't hate her. I just learned to exist in her shadow. I built a life that had nothing to do with my family. I built a company, a logistics firm that specialized in high-end art transport. I made my own money. I bought my own house. And I met Liam. Liam was perfect, or so I thought. He was charming, attentive, and seemed to understand my need for independence. We dated for 3 years. We were engaged for 1. The wedding was supposed to be my day. Just one day where I was the center of attention. I paid for it all myself. The venue at the Botanical Gardens, the 5-course meal, the live jazz band. My parents, Robert and Susan, couldn't contribute because they had just bought Bella a new car for her 22nd birthday. I didn't care. I wanted it perfect. The ceremony went off without a hitch. I walked down the aisle. Liam cried when he saw me. We said our vows. But I noticed things. I noticed the way Bella, my maid of honor, wasn't looking at me during the ceremony. She was staring at Liam. I noticed the way Liam's hand shook when he put the ring on my finger. I brushed it off. Nerves, adrenaline. Then came the reception. We were seated at the head table. The speeches were starting. My father gave a lukewarm speech about how proud he was, mostly focusing on how nice the venue was. Then, it was the maid of honor's turn. Bella stood up. She was wearing a dress I had paid for, holding a microphone I had rented. She looked beautiful in a chaotic, flushed way. She had been drinking since the photos started. "Hi, everyone," Bella giggled into the mic. The feedback whined. "I know I'm supposed to talk about Ava, and I will. Ava is great. She's always been the responsible one, the boring one." A few awkward chuckles from the crowd. I kept my smile plastered on, squeezing Liam's hand under the table. His hand was cold, clammy. "But watching Ava and Liam today," Bella continued, her eyes glazing over, "it made me realize something. Love is messy. It's not a spreadsheet, Ava. You can't plan it." She turned to look at Liam. He wasn't looking at me. He was looking at her, his face pale, pleading. "Liam and we tried to fight it," Bella said, her voice dropping to a whisper that the microphone amplified to a boom. "We tried to be good, but true love doesn't follow rules, and we didn't want to hide it anymore. Not today, not when we're celebrating love." The room went silent. You could hear the ice melting in the water glasses. "Bella, stop," my mother hissed from the front table. "No, Mom," Bella shouted, swaying slightly. "They need to know we're a family, we share everything, and I have a gift for the groom." She placed a hand on her stomach. "I'm pregnant, Liam. We're having a baby." The silence wasn't just silence anymore. It was a vacuum. 200 guests held their breath. My business partners, my employees, my friends, Liam's family, everyone was frozen. I looked at Liam. He wasn't denying it. He wasn't shouting, "She's crazy." He had his head in his hands. I looked at Bella. She was beaming, tears streaming down her face, waiting for the applause. She expected a movie moment. She expected me to cry, run away, and for Liam to embrace her while the crowd swooned over their forbidden passion. Instead, I picked up my crystal flute. I took a slow, deliberate sip of the vintage Dom Perignon I had imported for this toast. The bubbles bit my tongue. I stood up. I tapped my glass with a fork. Ding, ding, ding. "Can I have the microphone, please?" I asked. My voice was steady. Bella looked confused, but she handed it to me. I looked at the crowd. I looked at my parents, who were horrified but not looking at Bella. They were looking at me, terrified of what I would do. "Well," I said into the mic, "that is certainly a unique wedding gift. I'd like to propose a toast." I turned to Liam. He finally looked up at me, his eyes wide with terror. "To my husband," I said, "and to my sister. It takes a lot of courage to announce an incestuous affair in front of 200 people. And a pregnancy. Wow, congratulations to both of you, truly." I raised my glass. "To the happy couple, may you deserve each other." I drank. And then, I smashed the glass on the floor. "Now," I said, my voice dropping an octave, turning to the crowd. "If you'll excuse me, I have a honeymoon to cancel. Please enjoy the food. It cost me $300 a plate, and since I'm paying for it, I'd hate for it to go to waste." I walked off the stage. "Ava, wait." Liam scrambled up, knocking his chair over. "Ava, let me explain." Don't, I said, not breaking stride. Don't touch me. I walked out of the ballroom. I walked through the lobby. I could hear the chaos erupting behind me. My mother is screaming at Bella. Liam's mother is screaming at Liam. I walked out to the valet stand. The attendant brought my car, not the limo, my personal Aston Martin. I got in. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I drove 2 blocks away, pulled into a parking lot, and pulled out my laptop. See, here is the thing Bella didn't know. Here is the thing Liam didn't know. I knew. I had known for 3 months. I knew when Liam started working late. I knew when Bella started buying new lingerie even though she was single. I knew when I installed a keylogger on Liam's laptop and saw the emails. The sickening, syrupy emails about how Ava is so cold, and you're the only one who gets me. I knew about the baby 2 weeks ago. I saw the charge for the OBGYN on Liam's credit card, which I paid. I could have called off the wedding. I could have broken up with him quietly. But that wouldn't have been enough. They humiliated me in private for months. I needed to humiliate them in public. And more importantly, I needed to secure my assets. You see, Liam worked for me. He was the director of operations at my company, a title I gave him, a salary I gave him. And the house we lived in, I bought it before we met, but he had been pushing to be put on the deed once we're married. The wedding was the trap. I opened my laptop. I logged into the company HR portal. Termination of employment, Liam Davis. Reason, gross misconduct/embezzlement. Oh, did I mention the embezzlement? While tracking the affair, I found out Liam had been siphoning company funds to pay for Bella's lifestyle, the car my parents supposedly bought her. Liam paid for it with company money, the apartment she lived in, company money. I attached the forensic accounting file I had been compiling for weeks. I hit submit. Then I logged into my bank. We had a joint account for wedding expenses. It had about $50,000 in it, money I had put in. Transfer, $50,000 to Ava personal savings. Then I opened my email. I had a draft saved. It was addressed to my family group chat, Liam's family, and our landlord for Bella's apartment, which was in my name. Subject, the truth. Attached were the screenshots, the texts, the emails, the proof that this wasn't a mistake or a moment of passion. It was a 6-month premeditated affair funded by my stolen money. I hit send. My phone started buzzing immediately. It lit up like a Christmas tree. Mom calling. Dad calling. Liam calling. Bella calling. I picked up the phone. I looked at it. And then I threw it out the window. I put the car in gear. I had a flight to catch. The honeymoon to the Maldives was non-refundable, and I'll be damned if I was going to let a crystal blue ocean go to waste. I was gone for 2 weeks. When I landed back in the city, tanned, rested, and terrifyingly calm, I turned my new phone on. The voicemails flooded in, hundreds of them. My mother, Ava, you have to come home. Bella is hysterical. How could you leave like that? You're ruining the family. My father, Ava, this business about firing Liam. It's too far, he's family. We need to discuss this like adults. You can't just cut them off. Liam, Ava, please, it was a mistake. I love you, the baby. We can figure this out. Don't do this to me. The police are calling about the money. Ava, pick up. And Bella, my sweet, poisonous sister. You bitch, you jealous, barren bitch. You think you can destroy us. We're in love. You can't buy love, Ava. You're going to pay for this. I laughed. Standing in the baggage claim, I laughed until people stared. Pay for this? Oh, Bella, the bill hasn't even arrived yet. I hailed a cab. Take me to 442 Oak Street, I told the driver. My house. Or what used to be our house. When I pulled up, I saw Liam's car in the driveway. I saw Bella's car. They were playing house. They thought that because I was gone, they could just move in. They thought possession was 9/10 of the law. They forgot that the other 1/10 is the deed. I didn't go to the door. I walked to the police cruiser that was parked down the street, the one I had called from the airport. Officer, I said, flashing my ID. I'm Ava, I'm the homeowner. I'd like to report intruders. The officer looked at my ID, then at the house. We got your call, ma'am. You said there are squatters. Yes, I said. My ex-employee and his mistress. They broke in while I was out of the country. We'll handle it. I followed the police to the door. The officer pounded on it. Liam opened it. He looked like hell. Unshaven, wearing the same clothes from the wedding. When he saw me, his face lit up with a desperate, manic hope. Ava, you're back. Thank God, tell them we live here. I stepped out from behind the officer. I looked at him. I looked past him to Bella, who was sitting on my couch, eating my food, holding her stomach protectively. Officer, I said calmly, I have never given these people permission to live here. This man was fired from my company 2 weeks ago for theft. He has no lease. He has no key. He must have stolen the spare. Ava, Liam screamed. We're married. This is marital property. I smiled, the smile of a shark that just smelled blood. Actually, Liam, I said, we aren't. He froze. What? We signed the certificate, he stammered. At the church. I signed it, I corrected. You signed it, but the officiant, he's my cousin's best friend, and I instructed him not to file it until I gave the green light. Guess what? I never gave the light. He shredded it the moment you let my sister announce her pregnancy. The color drained from his face. It was white, then gray, then a sickly green. We're not married, I repeated. You have no claim to this house. You have no claim to my money. You are just a trespasser who stole $150,000 from my company. I turned to the officer. I want them removed, now. Watching the police escort Liam and Bella off my property was a moment I would cherish forever. It wasn't violent, but it was humiliating. Liam was crying, begging the officers to check the records, screaming that he was my husband. Bella was screeching like a banshee, clutching her stomach, and yelling that the stress was bad for the baby, and that I was a monster for evicting a pregnant woman. You have 30 minutes to collect your personal effects, the officer told them, standing by the open door. Anything not removed will be considered abandoned property. I stood on the lawn, arms crossed, watching them scramble. They threw clothes into garbage bags. Liam tried to take the TV. That's mine, I said to the officer. Receipt is in my name, purchased in 2022. Put it down, sir, the officer said tiredly. Liam glared at me, a mix of hatred and terror. You planned this. You let us do this. I let you. I raised an eyebrow. I let you sleep with my sister. I let you steal my money. No, Liam, I just let you face the consequences. When they were finally gone, their cars overloaded with trash bags, driving off to God knows. Where probably my parents. I walked into my house. It smelled like them, cheap perfume and stagnation. I called a cleaning crew. I want everything sanitized, I told them. Throw out the sheets, throw out the couch, burn it if you have to. Then I went to my office. The real work was just beginning. The next morning, the family exploded. I was sitting in my office at the company headquarters, my company, reviewing the audit logs. Liam hadn't just stolen a little. He had been funneling money into a shell company for 6 months. He was dumb, though. He used his own social security number to register the shell. My assistant buzzed me. Ava, your parents are here. They're demanding to see you. Send them in, I said, and leave the door open. My parents stormed in. My mother looked 10 years older. My father looked furious. How could you? My mother screamed, slamming her purse on my desk. You evicted your sister. She's pregnant. She had to sleep on an air mattress in our guest room last night. She's lucky she has a guest room, I said, not looking up from my papers. Most mistresses don't have such a soft landing. This has to stop, Ava, my father said, using his stern dad voice. You've made your point. You're hurt. We get it. But you cannot destroy Liam's life. You cannot press charges for the money. Why not? I asked. He stole it. He borrowed it, my mother insisted. He was going to pay it back. He was building a life for your sister. I stared at her. The delusion was breathtaking. He stole from me to buy things for the sister I was employing him to feed, I said slowly. Do you hear yourself? You are defending a thief and an adulterer because, what? Because Bella is the one carrying the baby. It's a grandchild, my mother sobbed. It's our first grandchild. We have to protect the family. I am the family. I stood up, slamming my hand on the desk. I am the one who paid off your mortgage last year, Dad. I am the one who paid for Bella's rehab 3 years ago. I am the one who has cleaned up every mess this family has made for a decade. And the very moment, I am betrayed in the vilest way possible, you choose them. We aren't choosing them, my father said, his voice softer but still stubborn. We are choosing the child. The baby didn't do anything wrong. If Liam goes to jail, if he has a felony record, how will he support Bella? How will they raise the baby? They won't, I said. That's the point of rock bottom, Dad. You hit it. You are cold, my mother whispered. I don't know who you are anymore. You're heartless. I have a heart, I said. I just stopped letting you all eat pieces of it. I picked up a file from my desk. Here is the situation. I have enough evidence to send Liam to prison for 10 years. Grand larceny, embezzlement, fraud. The DA is already reviewing the file. My parents went pale. However, I continued, I am willing to make a deal. Anything, my father said immediately. We'll pay it back. We'll take out a loan. No, I said. I don't want your money, I want you to make a choice. I walked around the desk. If you want me to drop the charges against Liam, here are the terms. 1. Liam signs a confession admitting to the theft and agreeing to a payment plan that will garnish 50% of his wages for the rest of his life until it is paid back with interest. 2. You, Mom and Dad, will write me a check for the $50,000 I spent on the wedding. You will sell the boat if you have to. 3. You will never ask me for a single dime again. No loans for Bella. No help with bills. Nothing. We are done financially. That's blackmail, my father sputtered. That's a settlement, I corrected. Or I can press send on the email to the DA and Liam goes to prison by Friday. And Bella raises that baby alone while visiting its father through a glass wall. Your call. They stared at me. They hated me. I could see it in their eyes. They hated that I had the power. They hated that I wasn't the doormat anymore. We can't afford $50,000, my mother wept. Then I guess Liam better get a good lawyer, I said, reaching for the phone. Wait, my father shouted. Fine, we'll sell the boat, we'll do it. And the confession. He'll sign it, my father said, defeated. He'll sign anything. Good, have him here at 9 a.m. tomorrow, with a notary. They left defeated and broken. I didn't feel happy. I didn't feel triumphant. I felt clean, like I had finally cut off a gangrenous limb. The next morning, Liam arrived. He looked like a ghost. He signed the confession. He agreed to the debt. He didn't look at me. Why? He whispered as he was leaving. Why are you doing this? I loved you. No, Liam, I said. You loved the lifestyle I provided, and you loved the attention Bella gave you. You wanted to have your cake and eat it too, but you forgot who bought the cake. He walked out. I thought it was over. I really did. I thought I had won. But Bella wasn't done. A week later, my phone blew up again, but not with calls, with notifications. Instagram, Bella Baby just tagged you in a post. Facebook, Bella Davis shared a post. I opened it. It was a video. Bella, sitting on my parents' couch, crying. My sister, the CEO, she evicted me. She fired my fiancé because he fell in love with me. She's using her money to abuse us. She's trying to starve my baby because she's jealous she can't have one. The caption read, Boycott Ava Logistics Evil Sister Narcissist. It was viral, thousands of views, comments pouring in calling me a monster, a Karen, a witch. People were leaving 1-star reviews on my company page. Clients were emailing, asking for clarification on the scandal. She tried to destroy my reputation. She tried to destroy my business. I sat in my office, watching the view count tick up. She wanted a war. She wanted to play the victim in the court of public opinion. Fine. I picked up my phone. I didn't respond to the comments. I didn't make a crying video. I called my lawyer. Jim, I said, remember that NDA Liam signed when he started working for me? The one that covers disparaging the company or its officers? Yes, Jim said. And remember the confession he signed last week, the one admitting to embezzlement? Yes. And remember the paternity test I suggested we might need for the child support calculation regarding his garnished wages? I have it drafted. Good, I said. Release it all. Release the police report. Release the confession. Release the security footage of him stealing files from my office. And sue Bella for defamation. Slander per se, go after everything. If she has $1 in her pocket, I want 50 cents of it. Ava, Jim warned, this will be messy. She posted the video, Jim. She invited the world into our living room. I'm just turning on the lights. The internet is a fickle beast. One day you are the victim, the pregnant princess oppressed by the evil rich sister. The next day, you are the home-wrecking sister who slept with your brother-in-law and helped him embezzle $150,000. When my legal team dropped the documents, the tide didn't just turn, it crashed. The confession letter was damning. Liam admitting to theft. The receipts showing he spent company money on Bella's lingerie, Bella's spa days, Bella's rent. The timeline showing the affair started 3 months before the wedding. The comments on Bella's video shifted overnight. Wait, she slept with her sister's husband. He stole $150K, and they're playing the victim. Girl, delete this. You are the villain. Bella deleted her social media accounts within 24 hours, but the damage was done. Not to me, to her. Her friends dropped her. The mommy blog sponsorship she was trying to get canceled. She was a pariah. But the final blow wasn't legal. It was biological. 3 months passed. I was rebuilding. My business recovered quickly. Clients actually respected the take no prisoners approach to the embezzlement. I was dating a nice architect who had his own money and his own house. Then I got a call from my mother. She sounded weak, defeated. "Ava," she said, "you need to come to the hospital." "Why?" I asked, checking my calendar. "Is it Dad?" "No," she said. "It's the baby. Bella gave birth early, preeclampsia. The baby is in the NICU." "I'm sorry to hear that," I said politely. "Send flowers from the company." "No, Ava, you need to come, Liam. Liam is losing his mind." "Why?" "Because of the blood type." I paused. I put my pen down. "I'll be there in 20 minutes." I walked into the hospital waiting room. It was a grim scene. My father was sitting in a chair, staring at the floor. My mother was packing. Bella was still in recovery. And Liam. Liam was standing by the vending machine, looking like he wanted to put his head through the glass. When he saw me, he didn't yell. He walked over to me, his eyes dead. "You knew," he whispered. "Knew what?" I asked. "The baby," he said. "The baby has type B blood. I'm type A, Bella is type A." I did the math instantly. 2 type A parents cannot produce a type B child. It's genetically impossible. "Oh," I said. "Oh, wow." "Who is it?" Liam screamed, turning to my parents. "Who is the father? Because it sure as hell isn't me." My mother was sobbing. "We didn't know. She told us it was yours." "She lied." Liam kicked a trash can, sending it skittering across the floor. "I ruined my life for this. I lost my job. I lost my reputation. I'm paying you 50% of my paycheck for the rest of my life for a baby that isn't mine." "Actually," I interjected calmly, "the debt is for the money you stole, Liam. The baby is irrelevant to the debt. You still owe me." He looked at me with pure hatred. "You're enjoying this." "I'm really not," I said, and surprisingly, I meant it. It was too pathetic to enjoy. "I'm just amazed. Who is the father, Mom?" My mother stopped packing. She looked at the floor. It's her ex-boyfriend," she whispered. "Travis, the one who sells, the one who isn't employed." "The drug dealer?" I asked. "Bella cheated on her affair partner with her drug dealer ex." "She said she was confused," Mom wailed. "She said she wanted to make sure she had a backup plan in case you didn't leave Liam." The silence in the waiting room was heavy. So let's recap. Bella got pregnant by her ex. She realized her ex had no money. She decided to pin it on Liam, my husband, because Liam had access to my money. They staged the wedding announcement to force me to accept it, hoping I would do the right thing and support the family. It was a grift, a clumsy, desperate, trashy grift. Liam started laughing. It was a broken, manic sound. "I left the best thing I ever had," he said, looking at me, "for a lie." "Yes," I said, "you did." "Ava," he stepped forward. "Please, I can fix this. We can annul the confession. I can testify against her. We can." "Liam," I stopped him. "You are $150,000 in debt. You have a criminal record pending if you miss a payment. You have no home. And now you have no family. You are a stranger to me." I turned to my parents. "And you," I said, "you enabled this. You pushed me to forgive him because of the grandchild. You sold your boat to pay for a lie." My father looked up. He looked old. "We just wanted everyone to be happy, Ava." "No," I said. "You wanted everyone to be comfortable. There's a difference." I adjusted my coat. "Well, I'm going to go. I have a dinner reservation. Good luck with the NICU bills. I hear they're expensive." I walked out of the hospital. 1 year later. I'm writing this from the balcony of my new house. It overlooks the ocean. My architect boyfriend is inside making risotto. The fallout was total. Liam declared bankruptcy, but because the debt to me was based on fraud theft, it wasn't dischargeable. He works at a warehouse now. He sends me a check for $800 every month. It's automatic. I use it to pay for my Pilates classes. Bella is living with my parents. The baby, a cute little boy named Noah, is actually doing fine. But Travis, the real father, is in jail for possession. Bella works part-time at a bakery. She texts me sometimes, asking to talk. I never reply. My parents, we talk on holidays, short calls, polite. They invited me to Thanksgiving this year. I told them I had plans. I didn't have plans. I just sat in my living room, drank a glass of that same Dom Perignon, and enjoyed the silence. They say revenge is a dish best served cold, but I disagree. Revenge is best served with champagne, a signed confession, and a DNA test. I took a sip. To the happy couple, may they rot.